East Harding Construction. East Harding has provided client-focused construction services for commercial construction projects in Arkansas since 1974. Want your next project delivered safely, on budget, and on schedule by an Arkansas-based company you can trust? Visit www.eastharding.com or call Van Tilbury, President and CEO, at 501-661-1646. East Harding, client-focused construction.
Dr. Charles Chuck Welch was selected to serve as the system president for Arkansas State University in November 2010. The Jonesboro native started his post with ASU in April 2011 after stints at the University of Arkansas Community College in Hope and Henderson State University in Arkadelphia. Welcome to the program.
Thank you, Roby. It's great
Chuck
to be
Welch.
with you. Chuck Welch.
I'm calling you Chuck. I've known you as Chuck all these years.
Absolutely.
I can't call you Dr. Welch or Charles anymore. So, campus has grown to over 14,000 in enrollment. You've got 4 primary campuses, but more satellite campuses beyond just those 4 primary and secondary. Are you guys on the right trajectory there? How much bigger do you need to get?
Well, you know, it's interesting, Roby. I mean, we get that question a lot, and where do you want to take it? And it's not the ASU that I knew growing up in Jonesboro that many people recognize. And but one of the things we've tried to do is really take a targeted look and approach to the types of students that we want to have, the types of programs that we want to have, and with that, you're probably going to moderate that growth a little bit, but we still feel like there's some capacity for future growth. We've really increased the number of residential students. We had the most talented, but not only the largest, but the most talented freshman class in the history of the university last fall. We've seen growth at all of our 2-year institutions. It's a pretty exciting time to be at ASU.
Let's talk about a couple of initiatives that you guys, two in particular, a campus in Mexico and also a possible osteopathic medical school. Tell me what's at work with both of those initiatives.
Well, I think at both of those, you know, you get into a situation where you just have to be realistic about our long-term future, both from a financial standpoint as well as where we want to take the university. And one of the things that I've been saying and that our chancellor's been saying is we don't want ASU Jonesboro to just only be a Northeast Arkansas university. We really feel like there's lots of opportunities to expand our reach and our presence. The Mexico opportunity is one that came to us along with our new chancellor, who had been at Texas Tech University, and they had been in preliminary talks with officials in Mexico. And when Chancellor Hudson came to us, those officials said, we want to go with him. And you know, it's an opportunity to open the first public U.S. university ever in the country. It's an opportunity to take what is the gold standard in the world of higher education, a U.S. public education, and put it in an area that really has seen tremendous growth and development. This part of Mexico, Querétaro, where we're looking to go, is one that has a very high per capita income. It's very technologically advanced, extremely low crime rate. It is a lots of multinational corporations, and so we feel like it's an opportunity to expand our presence on an international stage, to bring in somewhere between 5, 10, 15,000 students in some of the projections, and really be able to enhance our revenue stream with funds that we can bring back to Jonesboro and Arkansas to enhance the
campus.
And
the osteopathic medical school.
Osteopathic is one that, as you know, we have a shortage of doctors, particularly in rural areas, and this is really DOs are a growing portion of the medical community.
Yeah, I think a lot of people probably don't know what a DO is.
They don't, and I'll be honest, I really didn't know. But in a lot of ways, they are very similar to MDs. They can write prescriptions. They can do a lot of it. It's mostly family practitioners that are serving. We have quite a few in the state of Arkansas now, but we're just looking at the feasibility of starting a school, being able to bring in more doctors. It's not competition with UAMS. It's building off the great things that they're doing, but helping to serve particularly those rural areas in the Delta that are really in need of good quality health care.
I challenged you a few weeks ago to write an op-ed for us. I've got a little portion of that op-ed to pull up in terms of a graphic here. I want to play that for folks here. I asked you to talk about the type of investment that Arkansas may need to make in higher education. You said it is time for our state to make a bold and transformative move to achieve our full potential. Investing in our higher education system is a natural way to improve opportunities for our citizens and our entire state. However, the transformation of Arkansas's universities and colleges to increase the state's intellectual talent pool requires a significant investment by state governments and businesses. You're talking about multi-millions or billion-dollar investment, not let's put a little general improvement fund money there.
I think that's right. I think we have to take that bold step forward. One of the things that really has bothered me quite a bit is we continue to hear, not only in our state but on a national stage, comments about how much higher education costs, whether that is to the state or whether that's to an individual. And I think we have to reshape that message into the investment. You know, when you look at the quality of life that an individual with a college degree has, they live longer, they live healthier, they earn more, they put more back into the tax base, they give more volunteer hours. There's so many things that you can look at, a lot less chance of being incarcerated, they don't use health care as much. It's a great benefit to the state, not to mention the fact that we can have great infrastructure, we can have great schools, we can have great industrial parks and such, but if we don't have that educated workforce, we're never going to be able to have the kinds of economic development opportunities that we want. Governor Beebe constantly talks about how higher education and economic development are inextricably linked. And so I think when we look at the fact that we've made great strides, we're doing it when more than half of our colleges and more than half of our universities aren't funded at a level that the state defines as equitable. And I think we're going to have to really take a major step forward. We've had tremendous improvements at the K-12 level, and we're very, very pleased and proud about that. And a strong K-12 system is a strong higher education system. But we've got to continue that if we want to be able to double the number of degrees and have the kind of workforce and state that we want to have.
In this age of tax cuts and shrinking government and being tighter with tax dollars, is the political will there to make a multi-million-dollar or multi-billion-dollar investment in higher education?
Well, frankly, I'm not sure that it is right now, Roby, and I think it's going to be important for higher education to really step forward and tell our story and make sure that our policymakers understand that, yes, there might be this outlay of funds on the front end, but if you look at the enormous return that you get for every dollar that you put into higher education, if we're able to look past the next couple of years and look where we want to be in 10, 20, 50 years as a state, then I think we have to start changing that. We realize it's uphill, we realize it's something that's going to have to be talked about, but we also realize that for all of the things that are constantly mentioned as problems facing the state, one singular thing is a solution, and that's higher education.
There's a big K-12 initiative going on right now, discussion going on right now in K-12 about broadband access, broadband investment. That obviously feeds into higher education. Do you see that situation resolving itself, that we're going to get there?
I think we'll get there. Again, that is another very difficult situation that we face because of the cost, quite frankly. And the governor's office had asked me to serve on one of the groups that is looking at this issue. Higher ed, we've been blessed with the RON initiative that's assisting us. And but I think by working with our private providers, I think we'll find a way to do that. I think we have to. I don't think failure is an option in this, because we've got to make sure that all of our public schools have access. That is the future. That is, if we're going to be competitive, we've got to make it happen.
He is Dr. Charles Welch, Arkansas State University System President. Thank you for being with me.
It's always great to be with you, Roby.
Good to be with you.